What's up, everybody? Today we're checking out Felucia walkthrough and Holocrons here within the Star Wars The Force Unleashed, which is going to be chapter number 3. You'll notice achievement/trophies, we're going to be picking up just the one for Jedi Hunt, which is simply for completing the level. Now, outside of that, we're going to, of course, be picking up all 15 Holocrons throughout this level and just showing you how to get through the level. So you can see our ship is going to drop us off here on this jungly mushroom planet here, which is pretty cool. Very unique environment. But anyways, we're going to get it started straight away with Holocron number 1. Just walk forward. You'll get to a small little fork in the road here. Now a little animation kicks in where these blue creatures are running in to try to attack us. So just ignore them and pick up the first Holocron there. The little fork in the road, go off to the right path. Pretty difficult to miss that Holocron. But then we're just going to make our way following the path down to this little hole in the wall, which we will follow down into a new area where we're going to find 4 Holocrons in this new open area. You can see one there off to the left. You can see another one there, and then there should be another one at the top here. There you go. You can see another one there at the top. So that shows us 3. However, there is one that the game did not show us. Now, it also showed us where we need to go to get out of here, but a lot of enemies, as always, very much a recurring theme with this game. The levels aren't actually that long if you kind of just speed around through them, but with all the enemies you got to take out along the way, definitely makes the levels a bit longer. But anyways, this is the Holocron the game did not show us, so just drop down below from where you spawn it, or where you begin the area, and then you'll find the second Holocron there. Now, the other 3 in this area are all the ones that the game kind of showed us as the camera was panning towards the exit way. So just make your way up this ramp path here in the middle, and then some enemies, of course, still attacking us. But once we make our way up this ramp path, we're gonna take out some enemies first of all. Then we're gonna make our way up the left here, and instead of following this path up and around, we're actually gonna drop onto this other ramp path. Now you could follow that path all the way around to get to this Holocron, but this is kind of a little bit of a shortcut. It's probably not that much quicker, and it's maybe a bit more risky. But there was a Sith Holocron on that path, which I'm not sure what it was for, but they're very useful for enemies. And then you can see, just grab the third Holocron there off to the left, jumping off that ramp path. Now you'll see the 4th one was up top there on that slightly higher, like, hanging mushroom plant thing, whatever you want to call that. But we can't actually make that jump. That's a little bit too high. As much as we can jump pretty high in this game, we can't jump that high. So anyways, make your way up around to this small little ramp path, and then off to the right, you can make that jump over there to the 4th Holocron. Then we're going to jump back to where we came from. You'll notice another Sith Holocron. Now, Sith Holocrons, by the way, I don't think I've really talked about them too in depth, but they're not like the same as the main Holocrons we're getting, which are the Jedi Holocrons, are, you know, the collectibles. The Sith Holocrons, you don't need to get them for anything. It's just they add little perks to you to help take out enemies. But anyways, once we make our way all the way to the end of this path, you'll notice more of these hanging mushroom things. So jump up to the very top one, which is where Holocron number 5 is going to be sitting. So we are now a third of the way through all of those. Now, I will just bring your attention to, as we almost fall off there, maybe don't slam on those mushroom things. It's not a great idea. But anyways, I will just say we do have video links in the description, so you can use those to fast forward between all 15 of the Holocrons. If, you know, you're just in need of maybe just 2 or 3 of them, you can use those to fast forward to different spots, because there is a bit of story between some of the Holocrons. Well, mainly just taking out enemies is the big thing. But anyways, once we get into this new area, it's a little more colorful here. We're going to hug a right here and make our way along the right hand side here, and we're going to make our way to our 6th Holocron there in the corner of the area. So once we've got that, some more enemies to take out. Probably going to be my most said phrase in this series. More enemies to take out, or another group of enemies ambushing us. But anyways, we're going to make our way along here, and along the left this time. So hug the left wall. You'll find a secret little path. Now, you can use your mini-map to kind of... Well, actually, I say that, but the mini-map up there in the top left-hand side does not show this path on the map. So maybe don't trust the mini-map for this one. But just follow along the left, and you'll find a secret little path where Holocron number 7 will be. Then for Holocron number 8... a bunch more enemies attack us, and you'll notice they're kind of glowing red. Now, when they're glowing red, there is going to be kind of like a leader of that group. Once you take him out, the red glow will disappear, which when they have the red glow, they're just more difficult to take out. But anyways, this is a really difficult Holocron. Here in the middle of the area, you'll notice this kind of like mushroom cap. It's pretty big. I don't know what the heck it is, but use the force to pull it off, and then you will reveal Holocron number 8. Then we're going to make our way up this path, ignoring some enemies because, well, to be honest, there's just too many of them, and we don't need to waste our time taking all of them out. But make your way through here. You'll find Holocron number 9. Pretty difficult to miss. Just jump through that little loop there in the middle. That's going to be Holocron number 9. Then we're going to make our way down this path, and we got a little bit of a mid-boss, like a mid-level boss here against a Rancor, kind of coming up in a second. Once we drop down below here, you'll notice a giant Rancor pit, so he comes storming in. He's like, hey, get off my turf, this is my home. So, yeah, we're going to just have to beat him up. But before that, you're going to notice Holocron number 10 there in the back left-hand side, floating up top there, so just do a double jump up there to reach it. Then we're going to take out this Rancor. So a little bit different to the ATSTs and whatnot that we used to from the earlier levels, but not too difficult. You'll notice a Sith Holocron there in the middle for damage increased. So legit just use that, spray lightning on him, and he'll die pretty instantly. Then we're just going to continue making our way through here. Again, more of these red enemies, or like blue enemies that are glowing red. So just find the one, he kind of will stand out, and he'll usually be kind of sitting at the back of the area. Once you take him out, the red aura will be removed. That makes it easier to take them out because they are prone to more damage. And then finally, once we've taken all those enemies, we'll make our way down this path. And just like before, right in the middle of the path, pretty difficult to miss, will be Holocron number 11 in the middle of those, I guess, pillars, whatever it is. I don't know. I can't tell if it's like plants or rocks, or I don't know what it is, but some nature things. But anyways, make your way down this kind of corridor tunnel here until we get to the bottom here, where we're going to be placed in this massive open area. Now, this is some trouble is brewing in this area. So we got the last 4 Holocrons are all in this area, and then we got the boss. So the boss battle. So pretty quick level, all things considered. But anyways, the first Holocron of this area, so Holocron number 12, jump up to that higher platform on the right, and then kind of follow along that right wall until you get to where Holocron number 13 is. Then we take out some Rancors because they're just going to get in our way with the other 2 Holocrons, because they're a little bit more in the line of fire to where these Rancors are. So we just take a few of them out. There's 3 Rancors total in this area. Now, there is a bonus objective for taking out 4 Rancors throughout this level, which if you just take out all 4, there was the 1 before, and then there's 3 in this area. Take them all out and you'll get the bonus objective. Now, you can skip these Rancors. If you just want to proceed to the boss, you can. However, you know, it gets us more force points, and, you know, why not, right? You know, we aren't scared of these Rancors. But anyways, now we're going to make our way to Holocron number 14. So along the left side here, jump up to this higher ledge where Holocron number 14 is. Then we're going to jump down below, and behind where this Rancor is, once we are done dealing some damage to him, we'll get back to him in a second. Around the kind of back of him, around the back of that tree there, which is next to this Rancor, will be Holocron number 15. So that's it for all the Holocrons. So yeah, if that's all you were here for, you are good to go. Unless you want to check out the boss battle or just some more of this. We have left in some of the final cutscene, by the way, because it's a pretty cool scene. Well, I shouldn't say it's a cool scene. It's actually a pretty sad scene, but you know, it's a pretty famous cutscene within the Force Unleashed game, I would say. But anywho, we're going to finally take out this last Rancor here. I think this is the last one. Yeah, 4 of 4 Rancors defeated. Now, the bonus objectives, again, they're not required, but you do get a nice Force talent sphere from it, so, you know, I'd say it's worth it. So anyways, now we're going to make our way down that cave in the back there, tunnel, whatever you want to call it, to get to the boss battle here against Shakti. Now, just like the other boss battles, there's not too much I can kind of cover, I guess. You just have to repeat attacks. Just continue to attack her, hit her with lightning, all sorts. Whatever you got, use it. I'd say this has probably been... This is definitely more, like, easier than the boss battle we had in the last level in Raxus Prime. But I think that's just going to be a recurring theme, because as we go through the level, the boss battles might technically get a little bit more difficult. However, we're also upgrading our character in the pause screen. We do edit that out, by the way, just because it's a little bit time consuming. But we do pause the game and go and upgrade our guy with the force talent and spheres. So I would recommend you do that, and that just kind of allows us to deal more damage. Now, anyways, that first part was a little bit was simpler. Now she, sorry, let me catch my words here. I am falling a little bit behind here. So what we had to do in that first bit was pretty simple, just attack her. Then when she jumps down below here, you see the Sarlacc pit in the back with those giant tentacles, and they slam down on the ground, which is not good. It's not fun. You got to avoid them as well. But anyways, once you've finally taken her out enough, you're going to get into this button mashing sequence, which is common for all the boss battles in this game. So we think we've thrown her down into the Sarlacc pit. We think that's killed her, but apparently she has control over the Sarlacc pit, so we're not quite done. So we jump to avoid the Sarlacc tentacles, and then we get picked up on one of them, and then we fall down. Looks like we are done for. Then we use our force to get out of that situation. And apparently we can just fly like that, which I didn't know. And then we're just going to use a bunch of lightning to just kill the Sarlacc, which is pretty OP. I mean, just look at this. I mean, that is epic. Just literally using the lightning to manipulate the tentacles and destroy it. That is just awesome. But yeah, that's it for the level. You can see Jedi Hunt achievement now acquired, which is awesome. But now I'm just going to let you watch the rest of this cutscene because it's pretty cool.
You could be so much more.
You will never convince me to betray my master.
Poor boy. The Sith always betray one another. But I'm sure you'll learn that soon enough.
So yeah, there we go. That is it for Felucia. We got through all the Holocrons. We showed you how to get through the level. A little bit shorter than the other two levels, but I'm not going to complain about that. But yeah, folks, that's really going to wrap it up for this one. I don't have much else to say. We hope to get through all the Holocrons, got through the level as well. Continuing trekking along through this Force Unleashed series. Definitely will say the videos are a little bit longer to make than the Lego Marvel videos, but I hope you're enjoying that series. We're coming to the conclusion of it, but you know, with the conclusion of that, we can kind of avert some of our attention back to this Force Unleashed series, get more of this out. It's not as long of a series, obviously, which is good, but yeah, folks, that's really going to wrap it up for me for this one. If you found it helpful or enjoyed it, a like would certainly be appreciated. Also, feel free to subscribe and comment. And yeah, all the support's greatly appreciated. But other than that, I'll see you all later. So everybody, bye.